everybody. My name is Vanishree. I'm founder of Fermah. It's a universal proof market. And today I'm going to talk about privacy on Solana. And just to set the stage, why should we care? We, of course, have been focused on reducing people's frustration by improving throughput, latency, and other performance metrics. But beneath frustration lies a deeper emotion of fear of being watched, being profiled, being rugged even. And this fear doesn't just exist in slogans of some privacy groups, right? It's really woven into pretty much every real-world application we use. For example, think about when you vote, you expect that no one sees your vote. When you buy a house, you expect that no one sees your address. When you get paid, you expect that no one sees your salary. When you go and get a drink, you hope that the bouncer doesn't make a mental note of where you live. When you trade, you expect that they don't get rugged or front run. So you see, privacy is the baseline expectation of pretty much anything useful we want to build on chain. So given how wide the demand for privacy is, we cannot expect every developer to figure out the privacy infrastructure from scratch. This is why we want the platform to treat privacy as a foundational feature. Okay, so where do we start? I think a natural first step is to look at some high PMF applications, privacy applications, or potentially high PMF privacy applications, and seeing what are the corresponding privacy primitives we need. So I have a sample of some applications here. You know, this is also a way to really emphasize that privacy is not just about private token transfer, or it is not just even about decentralized identity or private order matching through dark pools. But think about grandma making wealth transfer posthumously without a custodian. Think about voting while staying anonymous. Think about accessing certain documents only if you have certain properties. For example, if you own some NFT, only then can you decrypt some documents, and so on and so forth. There are so many amazing applications you can build with privacy baked in. Okay, so what are the corresponding cryptographic primitives needed to achieve these applications? ZK, MPC, witness encryption, anonymous credentials, attribute-based encryption, and so on. That's just too many. And making any base layer modification is painful, and this is just a lot to deal with. Okay, so what do? I actually have some good news. We actually don't need all of them. I claim that we only need ZK and MPC. You know, there was this notion of completeness in computational complexity theory. There you have this class of problems, and there are some problems that are called complete problems. The idea is that if you have solutions to those problems, it's easy to find solutions to other problems. So that's the idea of completeness, right? And here, it's a similar situation. My claim is that if you have ZK and MPC, you can basically simulate all other primitives. So I'm calling it conditionally complete because you also assume the existence of blockchain, conditioned on the existence of blockchain. But ZK and MPC should be enough. This is the corresponding reduction to ZK and MPC I have. If you go it slowly and stare at it, that'll become clear. Maybe I might have time to just walk through mentally why this is true for let's say, witness encryption. So what is witness encryption? Witness encryption says that if you know a solution to some puzzle, you can decrypt. It's not about public key, private key. If in public key, private key, you know a private key, and if a message is encrypted to that public key, then you can decrypt, right? That's public key, private key system. In witness encryption, somebody can encrypt to a puzzle, and if somebody knows a solution to that puzzle, they can decrypt. Now, you can simulate that with MPC by saying that you have blockchain. You have what you tell the validators to do is you MPC, you secret share whatever you want to hide to multiple people, multiple validators. And the validators can check whether somebody has a solution. And if they do have a solution, then you decrypt. You can even imagine the person who is submitting the solution also keep the solution private, again, with the help of MPC and ZK. Okay, now we have made huge strides on Solana to support ZK, but about MPC, Archeum has made phenomenal strides to support MPC. But here, to think from the first principles, what is it that we really need to support MPC? So here is what we need from the MPC protocol that we will want to choose. There is something that we need from the MPC infrastructure that we are going to build, and then from the Solana base layer itself. So from the MPC protocol has to be in such a way that the only verification you do on chain are just MAX, message authentication code verification, and ZK verification, so that you become universal. You would want to fit the MAC and ZKP verification in the block limits. That's necessary. You would want to. You also want to scale to as many as possible. That is why you want these intermediate MAC and ZKPs to be aggregatable. And you would want the MPC protocol to be in a commit and prove. Most MPC protocols satisfy this format, but you do want to make sure this is so that there is no state bloat. And from the MPC infrastructure, we would want to have a mechanism pricing design that is for heterogeneous compute. And I think this is probably one of the hardest things to figure out in that section. And you would want the wallet to have native support for secret sharing. And from the Solana protocol, for ZKPs, it's fine, but for Max, for the finite field of choice for Max, we would want to have some precompiled or syscalls to support those finite field operations. So this is my the main point I would want to make, where for something that is the fastest chain, if you add ZK and MPC, if you make ZK, working with ZK and working with MPC as easy as possible, then I think that chain has the potential to become the home for privacy applications. That is all I had. Thank you so much.